If you are an investor or you are willing to invest money, then you probably want to hear and learn from other real investors about their mistakes and achievements. In this video today, I will tell you what I learned in 1 year of savings and investing and why we should always be careful when listening to certain YouTube channels. Let's start with my saving achievement. 1 year ago, I started my own saving challenge with a goal to reach the famous €100,000 as fast as possible. My objective was to check by myself if my wealth will explode, as mostly promised by all these videos on YouTube. What's hard about these videos, in fact, is that they often talk about money and investing only in theory. And talking in theory, it's easy, but actually having the courage to step forth and do it can sometimes be a little bit scarier. The purpose of my YouTube channel instead is to document what really happens in the life of a real retail investor, as opposed to what could only happen. To document my journey with full transparency, all the money I saved and invested is collected in my broker account, and all the milestones are regularly shared in this series of videos. In particular, from the beginning of 2024 until now, I have saved a total of €25,000, equivalent to €2,000 per month. Not as much as I expected at the beginning. In the first half of the year, in fact, I have been more diligent and saved almost €3,000 per month, while in the second half of the year I slowed down a little bit. I hope to be able to get back on track in 2025. What I have learned in this year of savings is that to be as much consistent as possible, it was important for me to automate the transfer of the money that I wanted to invest from my banking account to my savings account and keep them separated. I chose a value that made me feel comfortable with, and I adjusted it accordingly to my needs, but I never went below the minimum savings threshold I defined in my long-term strategy of €1,000. This is common practice that you will find in every investing book and worked very well for me. Alright, now, how did I invest my savings? I have invested €70,000 in an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 with a total return of 18% and a capital gain of €3,000. I have left €8,000 in the Trade Republic cash deposit, always available at 3.25% interest per year, with a total return of €230 so far. This is my emergency fund. Additionally to that, I have also earned €90 from the cashback of the Trade Republic Mirror card, which I reviewed in this video up here. And also €15 from the affiliate program of Trade Republic, earned thanks to a user who registered to his broker using my affiliate link below here in the description. Thanks for your support. In total, my capital is now in the ballpark of €28,000, with the average total return of my investments of 13%, equivalent to €3,300. At this speed, I should reach the famous 100K in a bit more than 3 years. A very positive result, which I would have never expected at the beginning of the year when I started this saving challenge and to invest in the stock market. In fact, 2024 was a great year for the S&P 500, despite all the warnings coming from many YouTube channels like this, which also promptly deleted many of their videos on their channels. If I listened to all these financial gurus at the beginning of 2024, I should be still sitting on my liquidity today with small, if not no capital gain at all, still waiting for the drop of the stock market and hoping to buy stocks at bargain prices. The lesson I learned here is don't wait. Read, study, research yourself, and try to be as much as possible independent in your decisions. Don't let them influence yourself. To be honest, it was also a very good year to enter in the S&P 500 because it stayed bullish without major roller coaster and with high returns. Actually, for the S&P 500 this year was the third better year in the last decade, probably one of the easiest years for an investor to enter in the stock market. Similar to the previous point, after starting to invest, almost every financial YouTuber was warning about a not well-defined upcoming bubble, suggesting to sell all the stocks with the hope to take home the gains and wait for the market to recover. I did not listen to them, even during the month of August, when due to the carry traders crash, the S&P 500 dropped by more than 6%. All my investments gains dropped to almost zero in only a few days, but I kept investing without worrying too much. After the drop, a few days later, the market not only recovered, but also overtook the previous value and kept growing and growing until today. The lesson I learned here is, do not try to time the market. If I disinvested my money after the crash when the market was at its bottom, I would have almost lost all the gains accumulated until this point. There are many studies available that state and prove that timing the market is almost impossible and it always leads to a loss of gains. And this brings me to the next point. Investing in the S&P 500 was a very good investment for me, according to my personal financial risk assessment. But 2024 was a great year for many other assets that overperformed the S&P 500, which I will cover in my next video. The question I struggle with is, should I have risked more? Today it's easy to answer yes, because we can see the results, but 1 year ago it was impossible to predict. On YouTube, many channels advocate for investments in highly volatile products. The temptation to pursue these options, especially during the early stages of investing, can be strong as people tend to underevaluate the risks, blinded by the greed of maximizing their profits in short time. However, taking such high risk can undermine the individual's long-term investment mindset and strategy forever, especially for not experienced investors. I am happy not to have fallen into the trap of the FOMO, the fear of missing out, and kept my strategy solid and consistent and not going all in any risky or speculative investment. Again, a famous quote that I always kept in mind was, "Investing is not a race, it's a marathon." The risks and the benefits have always to be carefully evaluated, and for 2025 I believe there will be a bit more room to diversify my investments and also to take some more risks, but only on a small part of my portfolio. If you want to know where I'm going to invest, don't miss out my next video. Now, just for fun, I would like to leave here in this video my plans for 2025 and my prediction about the market. In 2025, I will probably not be able to save as much as I saved in 2024 due to some planned extraordinary expenses. I foresee to invest around €20,000 unless I will not be able to sell a small property in Italy. Regarding the return of the S&P 500, similar to what happened in 2024, YouTube is already saturated by videos about bad premonitions and the stock market crash. I do not know why 2025 should be so bad. I'm not that pessimistic and I will keep on investing in the S&P 500. Here, I forecast for 2025 a return of about 10%. It will be very interesting to see in 1 year time how far the reality has been for my predictions. And if you want to know how it's possible to earn money while spending it, don't miss this video on the left. Alright guys, thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Bye!